Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders. This is Ed FX Trader for another trading video. And in particular, we're going to be looking at a trade setup that I believe is a wonderful opportunity if we can remain focused on it. So before me, I have the New Zealand versus the Canadian dollar, and I'm on the weekly time frame. Now, I like to go to the higher time frame, of course, because they are more reliable. But then I can easily identify structure because sometimes we think that the market is moving randomly, when in truth and in fact it isn't. Even in the midst of a crisis, in the midst of a financial crash, in the midst of a pandemic, the market is moving in a systematic way and according to structure. So once we can identify the structure, unless the structure is broken, then we can always find great opportunities. So right here, I'm going to be looking for U-turns on the New Zealand CAD, and these are areas or angles in the market that the market tends to turn. So before me here, I'm on the weekly time frame, and if we take our trend line and we connect our highs, we can see that we are at an angle of resistance. And if we were to connect our lows, this tells us that this currency pair is in a channel and has been in a channel from 2016. So right here, a big part of trading is going to come down to belief, your belief system. You see this here, and you see that whenever the market comes and touches this bottom blue line or comes near the bottom blue line, it rallies. And whenever it touches the top resistance or comes near to it, it falls. So right now we are at the top of resistance. And you see that this market has been moving in this channel from support to resistance, from resistance to support, and it has been doing the same thing. Even when we had the financial crash in March, all the market did was go to that angle of support, and then it rallied. Well, right now we are hitting the resistance, and it is either that the market is going to break through the resistance, or the market is going to respect the resistance and begin to look to fall. Okay, so what we want to do is see the opportunity at hand. We are at resistance. And one of the things that is neat about this is that historically this market has been operating in this channel and it has been respecting the resistance. Now we have the resistance looking at the trend line, but also one of the things that give us confluence as it relates to this market falling is that we also have past support acting as future resistance. So we can see right here, this was support here that acted as resistance that caused the market to fall, and we are also at that same point, that price point. One of the things that if you have been trading for any time, you will know that the market likes to do the same thing around the same price point area. In addition to this, there is also a harmonic pattern. There is actually a butterfly harmonic pattern here. Okay, so if we bring in our tool, you can read up about harmonic pattern. There is a X butterfly pattern. So if we go from here, X to A to B to C down here and to D, this is a butterfly pattern. And we have this butterfly pattern forming right at channel resistance, right at past support acting as resistance. And then the pattern itself, and harmonic patterns generally have about 70 or more % of actually playing out into the market. So this is the opportunity. And what it's going to come down to is that, do we believe that this market is going to fall? I can't say whether it's going to fall all the way back down to channel support, but if it does, this would be probably about a 900 pip opportunity, somewhere in that region, okay, that this market could give us and 900 pip opportunity down to support. Okay, so this is what we're going to looking at. So we are at resistance now. So what do we do? Now, I'm not telling you to jump in the market, because you have to be aware that if the market wants to break out through the resistance, it is going to break out of the resistance. But one of the things that we cannot do is that when the market is at resistance, we cannot sell. We cannot, buy resistance. So if we are going to look to sell this market, right, we have to be thinking selling. The only way we can buy this market is if this market breaks through the resistance and tests the resistance back as support, and then we can look to buy. So this would be what the market would need to do if we're going to buy. It would need to break through the resistance, give a clear break, pull back and test the resistance as support, and then we can look to buy the market upwards. Now, our focus, and unless the market does that, then our focus is going to be that we're going to be looking to sell. So how am I going to enter into this? Well, I'm not going to be entering off the weekly time frame. So what I will do, let me just remove this. What I will do here is go down to a lower time frame. You don't have to use my particular entry strategy, but you can use any entry strategy you want to use. Right? So we are at a U-turn area, so we're looking to sell. That's number one, we have direction. Then if we're going to look to sell, the other thing is that we need to be at a high price, because if you're selling, you want to sell at a high price. Okay? One of the reasons why we know that we are at a high price is that we have a harmonic pattern. And then not only that, is that we have hit a Fibonacci D extension on the weekly time frame. We are at the 1.618 extension of Fibonacci. And if you know anything about Fibonacci, then you know that the 1.618 is an area of U-turn, right? And it is on the weekly time frame, so it's a very strong possibility of the market turning. Okay, so we have that. And then if we are also going to look to sell, so we already have direction. Direction is down, right? We're thinking down. Then we're at a high price. So then all we need to do is to sell in the sell zone, because one of the things that we do not want to do is that we do not want to try and call a top. So what we're going to be looking for is anything that can give us a hint, a reversal pattern, a being in the sell zone. So right off the bat, one of the things that I can see is that the market looking to possibly crown. We have a left tip over here. Then we have a center tip. Then we have a right tip right here. And so right now we're looking for the market to fall. So this is a crowning pattern. Left tip, center tip, right tip, and then fall. So that is a reversal pattern. But then when I look closer at this, I see that what would be excellent is that if the market breaks through this support, it is operating in this support. We need the market to break this support. Okay? It could actually be a possible channel here, but for us to really begin to really start to sell into this market is for the market to break through this angle of support. And probably I can put that there and then put this here. This is a better angle. Right. This is better. Okay. We can, what we need to see the market do is to break this support. Okay. If we can have the market break this support, because this support is pushing the market up, then we will be here in the sell zone, and then we'll have a clear opportunity to sell. So what does that mean? What it means is that I'm going to be looking for the market. Let me put this in pink. If the market can break the support, then pull back and give me a high price in the sell zone, and if it tests the support as resistance, then we can begin to look for it to fall, and we will sell the market in this region here. Okay, so this will be how we enter the market. Okay, if you want extra confirmation. Now, I'm already actually in this selling, expecting the breakout with a small position, because I do not know if the market wants to push up. If it pushes up, right, then I will see if it breaks through the resistance or the resistance continues to hold. But once the market breaks through this support, I will be aggressively selling the market. Okay, so those are your opportunities. All right, we are at resistance, so we're going to be looking to sell unless the market breaks through the resistance and pull back. Test the resistance as support, and then that's the only way we look to buy. Okay, hopefully this trade can help you. This is a great opportunity. It is a low volatility pair, so you can enter with a high lot size using proper risk management, of course, right? But it's a great opportunity if it plays out. So all the best and happy trading.